Hi, Tim Blankenship here with Divorce661.com. This is going to be episode 1 of our divorce stories, if you will, till we come up with a better name. People have asked us to discuss some of the things we see in the hopes that they identify with what we're doing and how we fixed particular circumstances. So this episode is going to be about what to do when your spouse stops paying you alimony, child support, spouse support, or there's money issues, things of that nature. So this was a new client of ours who contacted us. Her and her husband had recently separated. She was not working. Husband was working, and had always paid all the bills and so forth. And they separated, and they're separated for about a month or so. And the husband suddenly and without warning said, "I'm not giving you any more, any more money at all. I'm not going to give you money for the kids. I'm not going to give you money for food. I'm not going to give you money for groceries, for anything." And so she contacted their office and asked what could be done. Now, we see this quite a bit. This is not an uncommon thing when parties separate and one spouse is making the money, where they suddenly and without warning make money inaccessible. And what we tell folks is, if possible, maintain the status quo. If you're separated, okay, things are not good, but you have kids, or whether you do or not, you have a spouse of many years. You should, in good faith, you should, continue to, give them some money. Try and maintain the status quo, even if you've moved out, and paying the bills still have to get paid and so forth. Well, this person cut off the money entirely. They had kids, no money for gas, food, nothing, not even for their rent, and withdrew all the money from the account. And this person had, a few dollars left in the bank account. Contacted us for assistance and asked what we could do. Well, number one, the first thing we can do is, if the parties are in agreement, we can put together a stipulation and order. The parties could stipulate, which simply means agree out of court to a set amount, and then the parties have an agreement in writing, signed by the parties, signed by the judge, and they're good to go. However, in this particular case, where one party totally cuts off income, completely, basically closes out the accounts and removes all the money, obviously, this is something that's not going to go by agreement. So what we had to do in this particular case is file what's called a request for order. What it is it's a motion you file with the court to get a court date so the parties can go to court, so the judge can make an order over many issues, but in this case it's going to be over the custody of the children and for alimony, so this person can start getting some money in the door. That's the only way you're officially going to get a court order, either by stipulation or by filing a motion with the court. And as I mentioned, either by agreement, you can do the stipulation, but in this particular case, it just wasn't going to happen. So we had to file a motion immediately, file for divorce immediately, so she can get into court as soon as possible to get a court date, so she can get an order for child support and alimony and spousal support. Because without that, there really is no order. There's nothing forcing this person to pay her money until there's an order from the court, except for, of course, integrity and ethics of the person, the people involved, wanting to take care of the folks involved in the case. But without that, there is no order of the court, then they technically don't have to pay anything. So if you need assistance with this, this is something we do. We obviously can file motions, get you court dates, draft stipulations. Just wanted to share with that, if you find yourself in a similar circumstance, those are your options. And with the court's delays, you should file these right away, because courts are taking about 45 days, 6 to 8 weeks before you'll step into court for that hearing. So you're going to go for a good 60 to 90 days without any money. So like I told this new client of ours, we had to get her in that same day, the day that the bank's accounts were emptied out, and get that filed with the court and get her a court date as soon as possible. Tim Blankenship with Divorce661.com. I hope this was informative, and if you need assistance similar to this, please feel free to give us a call. We'll talk to you soon.